Hey guys, welcome back to Team Foxer. In tonight's episode, I take on the scaly tails in and outside in very tricky conditions. Plus, if you stick around until the end of the video, I'll give you a chance to win a top, just like this one, from Bailey's Shooting and Country Wear. Before that though, I just want to say a big thank you to everybody that stopped and said hi at the British Shooting Show. It helped to make the day that little bit extra special. Plus it also helped convince the missus that it was worthwhile going out so often. Lastly, a couple of shout outs to some channels worthy of your time. The first of which is Norfolk Squirreler. It kind of does exactly what it says on the tin, with some quality footage. And for all you rat junkies out there, check out Mole Vank Rat, shooting rats in Holland, again with some quality footage. I'll put a link to both of these channels in the video's description. Right, let's get ratting.
So in the barn that we met for on Keeper's shoot day just a few weeks ago, some of you may have seen that video, having a little nose around and going to the toilet in the morning, I noticed that in this barn there was quite a lot of rat droppings and it smelt quite strongly of the scaly tails. So that evening we were out foxing, myself and the keeper, and I flicked the thermal over into the barn, and sure enough there were a couple of likely heat sources. So I took the Arms S510 back for an evening's ratting, and this is how that went. I started off in the barn and then moved outside. That first rat, I hit it quite low. It managed to flip out into the open, so I gave it a second pellet just to make sure it was dead. Now this session was filmed during one of the couple of storms that we've had recently here in the UK, and the wind outside actually reached up to 40 miles an hour later on this evening. But that was a good headshot, that one there, and this one flops nicely into the water. Even though some of the rats had disappeared out of plain sight, you could quite easily see their thermal signatures using the Pulsar Accolade. What you'll see after this next rat is that with the wind building quite significantly now, the pellets being pushed quite far left, and I didn't quite take that into account with this rat here, as the rat just goes quite far left in fact, and makes the rat jump with fright. And then of course, rookie mistake, I hadn't counted the pellets and didn't load for that one there. I did reload though and get him with the second try. Another pleasing headshot, that one there, in tricky conditions. Moving back inside, and the conditions, though we weren't accounting for the wind, were still tricky because I was having to thread the pellets through gaps no bigger than a finger width. So you're probably talking about 12mm gaps that we're having to put the pellet through here. And the ranges to these rats in particular was about 12 to 15 yards. Looking down towards the rear of the building, I could see heat sources moving under some boxes and just behind some of the trailers there. So I ranged this one at 38 yards, and already having done my homework on the scope, knowing it was roughly the second mil dot down for 40 yards, that would be my aim point. And it bowled it over nicely, and it pretty much went from one extreme to the other, as I could barely focus on this one, probably at about 7 or 8 yards, and same result. Had it not been for the thermal, then you probably would think I'd missed some of these rats, but you can certainly see here with the dripping heat source, they were definitely killed. This is an interesting little clip here, just above the letter B. You can actually see once the pellet goes through the rat, it buries itself in a log inside one of these crates. You can just see the back of it shining away there. Again, with this rat being slightly further than the 0 point for the rifle, a small amount of holdover is required. We should be looking around the first notch on the scope's reticle there. As you can see, the pellet entered in the brain box perfectly just behind the eye there, and we'll go over and take a look at that chunky monkey in a minute. Now, I'd managed to shoot 1 or 2 rats down the back of the barn over the course of the evening, and something that I'd seen several times before was the fact that lots of the dead rats were carried away by others. This is a rat actually that I almost turned inside out with a perfectly placed headshot there, but then minutes later you will see that actually this rat himself became a victim of the carnivorous rat, as his mate comes to try and drag him away, but as he does so he actually picks up the dead rat, and I actually put the pellet into the already deceased one, so that one got away unscathed. The bloody size of him, look. Cool. He's as big as my size 9. He's a monster. And a little bit of a flurry down the back here near these boxes, but I've also seen them taking the dead ones away. Another one here. And we'll get picked up in a bit. This is where all the action's been. Damn near impossible to get to them, but you can see the thermal signatures of the rats inside these crates real fine. You've not got much of a gap to shoot through. If you look at these wood boxes, the gaps are a finger width pretty much, and I've not got particularly big hands, but that's what we're shooting through, and I've probably had double digits here. This one almost got away unscathed as I reloaded the magazine. I think the first pellet had fallen out, but I recocked it and managed to stick it straight near the heart. Back outside, you could see a couple of thermal signatures clearly of the alive rats, along with the slightly faded body of one of his comrades there. And this rat is another example of the carnivorous behaviour that you will sometimes experience whilst out ratting. Again, the winds took that pellet, so it landed a little further back. It did expire though in the foliage, but lo and behold, I looked to the left, and his mate that was in that first thermal signature picture there was picking up yet another body. So they must have been real hungry, these guys. There's no way without the thermal binoculars I'd have been able to see even half the amount of rats, especially in those boxes. But here's another example. You can just see one hiding underneath some tin here, as I managed to thread that one through, accounting for the wind as well.
Well, thanks for sticking around until the end of the video. Now, in conjunction with Bailey's Shooting and Country Wear, you can win yourself one of these very fetching, very comfortable fleeces. Available in a range of colours and sizes. You can check them out yourself following the link in the description, or indeed visiting this website on screen now. To win one of these, all I need you to do is please, first of all, like this video and then simply comment down below, Foxer loves Baileys. That's right, just Foxer loves Baileys in the comment section. I'll pick a winner at random and we will arrange to get the fleece sent straight out to you. Next time out, I'm back on the Foxes plus another competition to win an original Best Fox Call mouth caller. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Take care, stay safe, and as always, happy shooting. I'll see you in the next one.
As I said, thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe for more videos and chances to win. You can follow the instant action with us on Instagram at team_Foxer and get in contact with the email on screen.